Hello everyone, my name is Anouar Hallioui. I'm currently a PhD candidate researcher in industrial engineering at the Laboratory of Industrial Techniques within the Center for Doctoral Studies in Science and Techniques in Medical Sciences of the Faculty of Science and Techniques of Fez, Sidi Mohamed Abdellah University, Fez, Morocco. The topic of this research is re-engineered for generation management as a new management paradigm or management style I recently invented with my research team to make business more contemporary in a context of Industry 4, circular economy, competitiveness, and diverse stakeholders. This is the plan of this presentation. Part 1 will present research background and research problem. Part 2 is about the current context of business and research world's contributions. Part 3 will present re-engineered for generation management as a theoretical framework to make business more contemporary, that's to say, more open and sustainable within their context. And the last part is about propositions for more sustainability and research through re-engineered for generation management and research implications for managers and policymakers. Part 1. Research background. Literature has long shown that business in 21st century operate in an evolving and highly competitive landscape. So they should rethink their process and strategies to consider a highly dynamic and competitive context. And in this regard, it is momentous to underline the fact that 21st century business landscape can be characterized by 4 features, which are VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Volatility means the instability. It is the nature and dynamics of change in nature and speed of change, forces and catalysts, while uncertainty is lack of predictability among the business world. Complexity describes the multiplex of forces, the confounding of the problems with no cause and effect chain, and the confusion surrounding business organizations, which can be also characterized by the fact that reductionism is no more useful for business to be a way to manage business. And finally, ambiguity has related to the haziness of reality, the potential of misreads, and mixed meanings of conditions, or cause and effect confusion for business. Arguably, navigating the context of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity in business involves management approach or management styles. So a selected management approach can make all the difference in a new brave world of crisis after crisis. Joyner classified 4 families of management generations or management styles, which are the first generation management by doing, the second generation management, which is management by directing, the third generation management, which is management by result, and last generation management defined by Joyner was in 1990s, and it was the 4th generation management, which is assistance-based approach applied to the sphere of managing business. The first generation management, which is management by doing, is a family of management through which managers do the tasks themselves, assuming they possess the necessary knowledge, capabilities, and technology. And it is an efficient way to make sure the tasks are done to their personal requirements, the requirement of managers, of course. The second generation management is managing by directing, or management by directing. About this family of management, the manager behaves like a master craftsman that is giving detailed directions to his people about how and what to do. The third generation management is management by result, and as it is called, the manager punish or reward his people according to how well they do the task. In fourth generation management, as a systems-based approach applied to management, it was the management style or the first management style that led the business transition from a traditional organization toward a contemporary one in 1990s. And it is in opposition to all the three classical generation managements characterizing a traditional organization, which is, or that's to say, the organization closer to its stakeholders and described by bureaucracy and the ancient role of manager creating barriers between him and his people. The fourth generation management aimed at making business only oriented toward the customer, and it is based on Joiner's triangle we will see in the next slide. This is the Joiner's triangle as a basis for fourth generation management. It is based, as you see, on three main corners, which are quality as an orientation of business, scientific approach, and all one team. According to Joiner's own words, quality means customer focus or quality orientation, and that means that the quality must be defined by the customer. The business must be oriented toward the customer expectations. Scientific approach means learning to manage the system, the business, in fact, as an open system, developing systems thinking or process thinking within the business context, and basing decisions on data, which means applying or implementing evidence-based decision making, and understanding valuation. All one team means creating teamwork spirit by believing in people and treating everyone within business and outside with trust as a stakeholder. Of course, with trust, respect, and dignity, beside working toward win-win instead of win-lose for all stakeholders, etc. Since the announcement of the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in 2015, the need to be more contemporary, let's say more sustainable open systems, has dramatically grown among business worldwide, which affirmed the necessity of a transition from systems-based approach orienting business toward customer, which is fourth generation management, to a novel systems-based approach aiming at making business more contemporary by driving them towards sustainability and customer, which is originally fourth generation management that we suggested through our research work. Literature confirms that sustainability has become a way for business to be more competitive within their context. In Industry 4 digitalization technologies such as the ABCD, which are artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, and big data analytics, and circular economy as a pillar of sustainability, are two new related matters enabling sustainability for business within their current context. The problem is that we have been able to identify two era for contemporary business. The first era of contemporary business was before the advent of Industry 4 and characterized by low awareness of circular economy in the business world. And the second era of contemporary business has begun after the advent of Industry 4 in a forum in Germany in 2011 and characterized by significant growth of circular economy awareness among business. While fourth generation management provides value to business by considering several resources, stakeholders within business and outside, and interactions, making business customer-oriented, it fails to address fourth generation management actually fails to address sustainability issue for contemporary business in the current context of Industry 4, circular economy, competitiveness, diverse stakeholders. In other words, fourth generation management fails to make business more contemporary, let's say more open and sustainable, to adapt to their context. The second part is about the current context of business and research world's contributions. At first, the current context of the business, as you see on this figure, is based on 4 components, which are Industry 4 and circular economy as 2 new components, and competitiveness and stakeholders as 2 normal, basic, or classical components, since these 2 normal components are common between contemporary business from first era and others from second era. As you see on this figure on the right of this slide, from a systemic point of view, the business as a whole or as a system can be defined as an open system that interacts with its internal and external environments of stakeholders. So the business as a system is a subsystem for its changing external competitive environment as a context of external stakeholders, which are generally capital and markets and product market stakeholders, such as governments, state settlements, major suppliers of capitals like banks, and others which are product market stakeholders, such as customer, suppliers of products, etc. At the same time, the business as a system is a macro system or environment or context for its context of internal stakeholders or internal environment, the insider environment, which is an environment for organizational stakeholders, such as employees in general, non-managers, managers, etc. Walt's contributions in terms of the 2 new components of the current context of the business, which are Industry 4 and circular economy. And as you know, the growing interest of researchers in Industry 4, the circular economy, and the relationship has become very striking in recent years, as you see on the bar graph on the left of the slide, which is illustrating the contributions or number of contributions to rating Industry 4 and circular economy as new component of the current context of the business during the period 2017-2021. As you see, in 2017, the number of contributions or research contributions that rated these 2 new components of the current context of the business were 3 contributions, 5 contributions in 2018, 8 contributions in 2019, 23 contributions in 2020, and 36 contributions in 2021. While the figure on the right side of this slide is a corporate map that is illustrating number of contributions by country to research works on Industry 4 and circular economy as new component of the current context of the business, and which present India as the country with the highest number of contributions to rating Industry 4 and circular economy as 2 new components of the current context, followed by UK, then United States, and some countries from Europe, such as France and Italy, and some Scandinavian countries. While many research from institutions, research centers in countries in Africa, in South America, North America, and even in Europe and Asia are somehow unknown, and that confirms that the context of business is not yet mastered and well known by business in their countries worldwide. The third part is about to engineer for generation management as a novel system-based management style or a novel management paradigm to make business more contemporary within the current context. For generation management is based on its tool, which is Hallioui's triangle, that is based on 3 main corners, which are sustainability and customer focus. The second corner, that is systemic or systems approach and evidence-based decision making. The third corner contains engagement of people, including leadership. And relationship management, of course, relationship with stakeholders from the internal and external context of the business. As you say, Hallioui's triangle as a basis for engineer for generation management is based on sustainability focus and the 7 quality management principles that explain the 3 corners of the joiner triangle, which are quality, scientific approach, and Al-Wantain. And as you see on the figure on the right side of this slide, from a systemic point of view, in general, and in an optic of engineered for generation management more particularly, the business or the organization can be defined or seen as a set of functions that are interacting through internal interactions and external interactions with the external context or environment of the business. And the business as a system can be viewed as an active and immersed part within the greatest whole, which is the environment of the business. So in this context, we can say that Industry 4 digitalization technologies can foster the holistic behavior of the business through fostering the interactions of the business, that is to say, through making business more interconnected. That's what we will see in the next slides. And as you say, to add to this explanation, a system without finality is not a system. In the optic of engineering for generation management, the organization must be viewed as a whole that's oriented towards sustainability and evolutionary finalities of the business. Sustainability as an orientation of the business, we add through our suggestions of this theoretical framework, which is re-engineering for generation management. But the evolutionary finalities of the business are including the customer focus as an intrinsic orientation or need of the business to stay surviving within its market of competitors. Propositions and research implications. Propositions for more sustainability through re-engineering for generation management. Before beginning to talk about these propositions, we have to take into account that customer orientation is an intrinsic quality of today's business management, and this is achieved through the struggles of business managers to implement the ISO 9001 project. So we prefer to stay focused on sustainability oriented of the business in the context of our research work. So the first proposition for more sustainability through engineering for generation management is incorporating digitalization technologies of Industry 4 into the circular economy. Artificial intelligence as a set of technologies including machine learning and natural language processing, which enable machines to learn, act, and feel, can support managerial decision making by identifying hidden patterns. Using the decision tree algorithm of artificial intelligence to design environmental cost control systems for manufacturing companies, enabling a machine learning-based circular economy in the form of an innovative approach for process design and analysis of a new waste heat recovery system for carbon fiber manufacturing by using 2 machine learning approaches with limited data that are artificial neural network and nonlinear regression to stimulate and predict stabilization energy consumption and introduce a new conceptual design model for a waste heat recovery system and make the carbon fiber manufacturing more energy, and creating an artificial intelligence-based customizable decision support system to select the most suitable suppliers based on circularity criteria, etc. Those are all samples of solutions enabled by artificial intelligence as a digitalization technology of Industry 4. to enable circular economy and enhance the business sustainability, which will enhance the triple bottom line of sustainability, which are the economic, social, and environmental bottom lines of sustainability, according to the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, of course. Blockchain, also as a digitalization technology of Industry 4, can be defined as a sets of digital ledgers that keep records and transactions as encrypted timestamp chains, and it has widely discussed in literature, especially in the finance area. It can facilitate the design of incentive mechanisms to encourage green customer behavior, increase visibility, enhance efficiency, and faster performance monitoring and reporting. Also, it can provide a shared information infrastructure that enables circular sourcing of renewable inputs and support resource efficiency. Besides its ability to aid the recovery of materials, in particular, refurbishing and recycling as to matters or pillars of circular economy from manufacturers and consumers via tracking of material and resource flow through different supply chains and consumption steps. As a revolutionary new protocol for sharing and updating information by linking ledgers or databases in a decentralized, peer-to-peer, open access network, it can contribute to the circular economy by helping to reduce transaction costs and enhance performance in the communication along the supply chain, besides ensuring human rights protection, enhancing healthcare patient confidentiality and well-being, and reducing carbon footprint. Cloud computing also can be incorporated into the circular economy to foster sustainability for business through, for example, using a cloud-based platform to store and receive waste data from production. It allows the dematerialization possibilities likely to enhance circular economy. Along with other advanced digital technologies, cloud computing can create a correlation between increasing industrial automation and expanding systemic resource efficiency and productivity in a circular economy, allowing business to leverage self-sensing, self-adaptive, self-organizing, and self-deciding functions, as it can facilitate the optimization of resource management and waste collection process by eliminating waste and minimizing the process variation, along with waste monitoring, consisting of steps toward the creation of circular economy ecosystems. Big data analytics. It refers to the data sets and analytical techniques in applications that are so large and complex and that are requiring advanced and unique storage, management, analysis, and visualization technologies. It can support reuse and recycling to reduce consumption and enable circular economy stakeholders to make well-informed decisions. Big data driven industry symbiosis is among the most visible industrial applications and examples to incorporate Industry 4 digitalization technologies into the circular economy. And in this context, symbiosis is a concept that can be of circular economy, of course, or of sustainability more generally. Symbiosis is an important concept that can be defined as a set or a network of at least two units or sources that use their waste as raw materials. That's to say, waste of source number one of this network use source number one of this network use waste of source number two, and vice versa. That's to say, exchange of waste as raw materials for each other. In this regard, big data analytics can be used for a smart waste management system involving a symbiosis unit stakeholders such as sustainable and smart management system, where the waste treatment values are considered in decision making. Automated technology and systems are employed to achieve efficiency. Waste data and information are integrated into big data centers using Internet of Things. Workers are highly skilled. The community is naturally involved. Insurance or other initiatives are available for health, hygiene, and safety occupations. The system's compliance style is founded on self-regulation. All information is available real time, and all personnel is committed to a culture of environmental consciousness. The second proposition is using Industry 4 technologies to enhance the business openness to stakeholders. And this proposition is based on the hypothesis that says that Industry 4 enable business sustainability or achieve the sustainability goals for business through broadening dimensions of openness, through enhancing open innovation as one of the core pillars of sustainability, and that can be improved through Industry 4 digitalization technologies that can enable a total involvement of stakeholders and enhance the holistic behavior of the business by making it more interconnected, as you see on the figure on the right side of this slide. Openness and sustainability have both known increasing popularity in recent literature. And in this context, we have to underline the dimensions of openness, which are 5 according to recent literature. Breadth as the first dimension of openness. Breadth means that the more stakeholders' competencies are different, the more business is open. Depth means that the deeper stakeholders' knowledge, the more business is open. Freedom and lack of formalization can be explained by the fact that the freer stakeholders' collaboration, the less is formalized, the more the business is open. Number of phases means that the more phases stakeholders are included in, the more business is open. And number of actors can be explained by the fact that the more stakeholders, the more the business is open. Research implications. This study serves as the first guide for managers and policymakers to change their vision of leading their business in a volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity landscape, requiring a sustainability orientation that can rely on Industry 4 digitalization technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, and big data analytics. Engineered for Generation Management will support policymakers to advance all business operations towards sustainability and build smart ecosystems while fostering the change of all business generations, functions, and even sectors to be sustainable and for. Besides strengthening the open innovation and diverse green stakeholders for the business. So, top management must be involved to make business more contemporary, let's say more sustainable and open, by embracing the engineered for generation management to make them surviving within their global markets and countries under the obligation of respecting and developing the triple bottom line of sustainability, which are economic, social, and environmental, and realizing the 17 sustainable development goals defined in 2030 agenda that has been announced in 2015. A great backup of managers in our 2 propositions to make business more sustainable through reengineering for generation management, which are incorporating Industry 4 technologies into the circular economy and using Industry 4 technologies to enhance the business openness to diverse stakeholders, will enable them to manage the business as a more open and sustainable system, which will help the business as a subsystem to support its country to achieve sustainable development goals, such as end anger, good health, well-being, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation infrastructure, creating sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, etc. The rest of Sustainable Development Goals. This is a solid letter to managers and policymakers to lead transformation of business toward a sustainable and customer-oriented generation, to end the customer-oriented business generation led by Joyner in 1990s. So through the tool Hallioui's Triangle, re-engineered for generation management will end the capitalist industrial spirit of producing by depleting resources in the planet and help business in their countries in implementing the nation's 2030 agenda for sustainable development through achieving sustainable development goals. Thank you so much.